What's going on YouTube? It's your boy ADH. I'm back. This time we're checking out He Is the Future of Basketball by Jimmy High Roller. He does a great job on his videos. Makes it very interesting. I think I have an idea of who he's talking about, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're about to find out. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. Let's continue to grow the channel. Let's get into it.
What you're about to witness was one of the rarest occurrences to happen on an NBA court.
Okay.
Reset. Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq with the hook jump shot? Yeah. What's that happen? What, one time in his career?
19 points in the quarter for O'Neal.
It's got to be the only time.
Get off the track. Here comes Shaq.
A buzzer-beating 30-footer from Shaquille O'Neal. An otherwise awesome shot, but in this particular case, it was an absolute abnormality. Because throughout Shaq's 19-year career, he made 11,330 shots. The one you just watched was the one and only three.
Told you.
But this was
How'd I know?
when big men lived in the paint. Three-pointers being virtually off limits for them. Out of the 41 active 7-footers in the league that season, only 12 of them hit at least a single three-pointer. Only 7 of them hit multiple three-pointers, and Arvydas Sabonis was breaking the mold, hitting a whopping 39 threes throughout the entire season. More than every other 7-footer combined. But the league has changed a lot.
39 threes. That's Sabonis' dad too, by the way.
Since 1996, Sabonis' historic shooting season getting buried over the course of 3 decades of basketball evolution, with players like
Don Maker, 49 in 2019. So you're telling me it was that big of a gap since someone had made like 50 threes in the NBA, 1996 to 2019? That's crazy.
Dirk Nowitzki, Brooke Lopez, and Karl Anthony Towns redefining what it means to be a...
So Dirk hit 66 threes in 2011. That's the year they won the championship, I'm pretty sure. Bro, you would think they would hit more. 66 is not that much.
Shooting big. The ability to shoot the long ball transforming from essentially a cool gimmick for big men to almost a necessity in today's league.
Bamba.
It was
Brooke Lopez, Dirk Nowitzki again. Okay, in 2018, then he hit 138. So like 7 years, he doubled his number, or just about. Kristaps Porzingis, 142.
Just how lethal a big man can be from outside, sinking 200 three-pointers
Rory Marketing with 200 last year
in NBA history.
That 40% clip too. It's pretty good.
The end of this season, because Victor Wembanyama is on
Victor Wembanyama. There it is. He is the future of basketball. Victor Wembanyama. No, I've been watching this guy's games. I've been reacting to some of his games. Bro, this dude is nuts. This dude's hitting threes like he's Steph Curry, bro. I swear. It's crazy.
243 pointers in a single season. A mark.
And is that this current season? Oh, it's projected. I was going to say the season's not even over.
That completely laps even the greatest big men shooters.
So 243s in a season.
Victor
Yeah,
isn't just a 7-footer. He's one of the tallest
He's
players
7'6".
in the history of the league. If we limit the players on this graph to those at least as tall as Wemby, well, yeah. Victor Wembanyama is an aberration, a basketball singularity, because he's doing this while also being the best defensive player on the planet.
Chet Holmgren would have something to say about that. That's just me, though.
And yet, it's still not enough. Fans criticizing the big man, saying that his game is too soft and that his skill set doesn't match his size, playing 25 feet away from the basket, almost in defiance of his size and physical advantage. Why is he all the way out there? The jaw-dropping displays of skills far too refined for a player his size are cool and all, but why don't you try posting somebody?
Bro, he's 7'6". Like, no one should be dribbling like that at that height, bro. Like, he's looking like Kevin Durant or, like, shoot. I wouldn't go as far as, like, a Kyrie Irving, but he's looking like his ball handling is crazy, bro. For being that tall?
Up for a change. Wemby is already a generational talent.
Look at that.
The potential to be one of the greatest of all time.
Nice jab step.
But what's all that potential if you refuse to use it? Is Wemby's game falling victim to a league that has become infatuated?
Nah, he's going to go crazy. And this nutmeg right here? Nah, that's insane. At 7'6", just being able to do that. But I already know. I'm already knowing. I've been watching his games this year, bro. He's elite.
With guard
behind
skills
the arc
and the long ball? Or is he on the brink of completely altering the entire landscape of basketball and how the game is played?
Yeah. Bro, he definitely is, like, Like, I'm an OKC Thunder fan, and I'll be watching a lot of Chet Holmgren play. Like, he doesn't shoot that many threes. But Victor Wembanyama shoots mad threes, and he hits them at a high clip. Let's
Today's
go!
Sponsored by Factor 70 than doorstep meals that are registered in. So it comes with toss it in the oven. Click the link near 30.
Sample. Alright, let's see. I haven't seen this move. Ooh, cross. Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
What in the NBA evolution did I just witness?
Exactly. Like, bro, he should not be able to do that. He's a cheat code.
There was a point in time, not very long ago, where if you told NBA fans there would be a 7'4" giant doing
not the one-legged jump shot, not the one-legged off 1 foot. You serious?
Bag work and hitting crossover
nah, that's
threes
crazy.
from
Ooh, step back, bro.
No one would believe you, and yet here we are.
Crazy.
Victor Wembanyama is really good, and everyone knows it. But no one, even generational talents like Wemby, are supposed to be this good this early. Because even compared to the greatest players of our life,
but he's looking like a
Wemby
guard.
is on an early trajectory that we have never seen. Through 100 career games, more points than the all-time scoring leader, more blocks than the all-time blocks leader, and more threes than the all-time threes leader.
Through 100 games. So Steph Curry, who's that? His name's escaping me right now.
It's like the basketball gods wanted to play a sick game by creating an unfair player who can just do everything all at the same time.
Elijah Wan.
And once you compare Wemby's impact to other players in just their second season, the gap he has on everyone is almost unbelievable. Here are some of the greatest players of the last 2 decades and the progression through their first 2 seasons according to
Shea. That's the guy right there. He's killing it. MVP season. Let's get a video on him next.
Estimated plus minus. Now, a -1 is about league average, so even players who got off to a relatively slow start, like Giannis, Shea, and Westbrook, were still on a positive trajectory early in their careers. Now, an EPM of 3.5 is about an All-NBA caliber season, so players like LeBron, AD, Luka, and Jokic were already stars in just their second season in the league. And then there's Wemby, who isn't just a superstar, but an MVP candidate in just his second season. These are the best players across multiple generations of NBA basketball.
Plus 5.9.
Victor Wembanyama
better than
outpacing
Jokic.
all of them by a long shot, already producing at a level that even the best players don't.
And Jokic
reach
has won the
until
past
their
3
4th or 5th
MVPs.
season.
2.
Right now, Victor isn't competing to be the best young player in the league. He's quickly approaching the best players in the world. According to most advanced metrics, so far this season, Victor has been statistically a top 5 player in the NBA. Estimated plus minus.
Oh, go back.
Has been statistically a top 5 player in the
See Shea
NBA.
there though. Let's see. Jokic, Shea, Giannis, Victor. At center. 32 games. What is that, GS? I forget what GS is. Minutes played, 1,060. Where's his points? Usage is 31%. Blocks. Wait, he's averaging 10 blocks? Nah, that's not right.
Estimated plus minus, for example, has Wemby as the 3rd most impactful player in the league this season, only behind Jokic and SGA. Now, Luka and Giannis are 2 of the top players of their entire generation in their prime, and Wemby is
SGA is going crazy, FYI.
already impacting games at their level in just his second season. We knew Wemby was going to be good if he could stay healthy and on the court. We knew he could be a defensive superstar.
Give me that.
Just off
Give me
of
that.
physical tools alone. But
Bro,
no
what?
one
To like have both
knew he
angles
could be a
blocked?
defensive superstar just off of his physical tools alone. But no one on God's green earth
Step
knew
back.
this was a possibility.
Cha-ching.
Because, quite frankly,
Cha-ching.
it probably shouldn't be. Here is
Cha-ching.
every single player in the NBA,
NBA
who
shooting
has attempted
distance.
at least 200 shots this season.
So you have height and then you
According
have
to the
average shooting
shot
distance.
on the x-axis.
He's gonna be off the charts because he's taller than 7'4". Isn't he 7'6"? No, I think he's 7'4" actually. And then what is the average shooting distance? 25 feet.
And as you would expect,
it's going to be like
a clear correlation
30
between how
feet
big players are and how close to the
at
hoop
7'4".
they tend to operate. Big guys usually play near the rim, like Gobert and Gafford, who live right underneath it. The further out you go, the less height grants an advantage, and so typically you'll find the smaller players outside, like Steph Curry and Peyton Pritchard. Of course, there are outliers. TJ McConnell is just 6'1", and yet his average shot distance resembles that of a power forward. Lauri Markkanen and Brook Lopez are 7-footers, but you wouldn't
Lauri's
put yourself
shooting
the fact that the average
around
of
18
all of their
feet.
shots is near the three-point line. Where is Wemby in all of this?
Up here.
Well, he's
Let me
right
guess.
here,
Yeah,
about
right
a
here.
mile away from where you would expect the tallest player in the NBA.
7'4", he's shooting about
shooting
19
guard.
feet.
So
Where's
far
Steph
this
Curry
season-
on this list? I guess he wouldn't be on this list because he's not very tall. Yeah, he's right here. 6'2", he shoots about 20 feet. 20 feet out. And then Wemby's shooting a little bit closer in, but he's 7'4".
Wemby's average shot is further out.
So he's almost shooting as deep as Steph Curry.
Some of the most prolific perimeter players like Harden and
3
Luka.
feet difference.
Anthony Edwards has attempted the most threes in the NBA this season, and even he is shooting closer to the basket than Wemby is. Carl Anthony.
Yeah, Wemby, I mean, Ant shoots a lot of middies. He shoots threes too, though, but I feel like he shoots a lot of mid-range. Where's SGA at? Because I know he shoots hella mid-range. He doesn't even really shoot that many threes. Yeah, he's not on here.
Anthony Towns is in conversation.
Kevin Durant, he shoots about 15 feet average. And he's 6'11".
As the best long-range shooting big ever, and Wemby is far closer to Steph than he is to Kat. It is mind-boggling. And yet, as incredible as this is, there's an equal amount of concern for the future of Wemby's career and the consequences of this play style. Victor is a part of a generation of players who are inheriting a league that has been taken over by outside play and homogenous guard-like skill sets. We're watching this kid shatter records and bend the game in ways that we never thought were possible, and yet for some fans, his game isn't what it should be. Victor isn't just the tallest player in the league. He's one of the tallest human beings on Earth. As cool as it is to see him hit step-back threes and do his best impression of a combo guard, it feels almost criminal that he isn't taking advantage of all of that size near the rim. A 7'4" giant with an 8-foot wingspan and the potential to be unstoppable near the rim, shooting just 20% of his shots within 3 feet and 50% of his shots from beyond the arc. As one fan put it, Wemby took the KD route instead of the Hakeem route. The league should be elated. Now, getting compared to Kevin Durant isn't quite the worst thing in the world, but considering who we're dealing with, it doesn't feel right for Wemby to be relegated to a hyper-lengthy, long-range
Bro, to just dribble into that too is
bucket getter. In a league that continues to move further away from the basket, if there's one player we had hopes wouldn't lean into this new age of basketball, it was Wemby. But this assessment is all wrong. Wemby hasn't taken the KD route, and he hasn't taken the Hakeem route either. He's doing both at the same time. Victor is already regarded by many as the best defensive player in the league, a title that takes even the greatest defensive anchors years into their career to achieve. But that was the scouting report on Victor coming into the league, an era-defining defensive talent. The other stuff, competing, three-level scoring, and the potential to develop his offensive skill set was all there, but only in flashes. The question being not if, but when he could elevate to a truly elite offensive talent. Of all the timelines people had in mind, I'm not sure if anyone considered the possibility that he would check off those boxes just a season and a half into his NBA career. For some perspective, here are some of the greatest scorers in NBA history on a scale of points per possession. And here are the best defensive players in league history on a scale of defensive box plus minus. Now, being ultra elite on both sides of the ball is about the rarest thing in all of basketball, which is why on the scoring side, those defensive superstars fall here, and on the defensive side, those offensive superstars fall here. It's like some sort of intangible law of the game that keeps it balanced. Ben Wallace and Draymond Green could go toe-to-toe with just about anyone on defense, but Lord help us if they need to get a bucket. On the other hand, Iverson and Steph can score at will, but don't ask them to go down the other end and get you a stop. But there have been a handful of truly great two-way players.
I mean, yeah, normally you can't do both. I mean, you can, but if you're good at defense, you're not going to be that great of an offensive player, and if you're an offensive god, you can't guard with a lick.
like Duncan, Hakeem, Kawhi, David Robinson, Giannis, and Michael Jordan. Oh, and of course, the giant freak of nature 21-year-old alien, who is already on his way to being the best two-way weapon the game has.
So, like, MJ was a pretty good two-way player. He could average 30 points a game and be top-ranked defensively. Is LeBron on this list? So LeBron's here on offense. Where's he at on defense? I mean, yeah, so LeBron's the same. Like, he might even be closer in his margins. But, like, look at Curry. Curry's here defensively. But where is he offensively? So, yeah, like, he can't guard, but he can score with the best. And then Wemby is even better defender than he is offensive player.
Ever seen. But this is a 21-year-old Wemby.
And he's a really good offensive player too, so that's what's crazy about him.
Him to these superstars in just their second season, and you're looking at a player who looks like a work of fiction. So remind me again what exactly the problem is with Wemby's game. Earlier this season, Victor was facing
Let me tell you the problem with Wemby's game. All right, you ready for this? I don't think there is one. I mean, there's not. The dude can shoot from behind the 3-point line. He can basically score from anywhere on the court. Can block just about every shot you throw up. I mean, it's just, dude's unreal. I mean, people used to say, like, oh yeah, he would be too skinny, he wouldn't be able to bang with the best of them, you know, with the big dudes because of his frame. But I mean, I don't think he's been injured for a long period of time. And he's one of the best defenders on the court. At the same time, one of the best offensive players. So,
criticism for some of his performances. Why would you ever be standing 25 feet from the basket throwing up bricks when you have the physical tools to drop the ball in the hoop without even jumping? As the season has progressed, so has Wemby's performances. And turns out watching a walking giant do this is actually really entertaining. But
this is the game that I reacted to, man. This dude was going nuts. I think he hit like 10 3-pointers.
The initial criticism Wemby received from fans is a testament to just how far-fetched and rebellious his game is, and how fans of the NBA are reluctant to change until the change works. When Dirk Nowitzki first entered the league, and even during his rise to superstardom, he was often...
Wait, that's a young Dirk? I don't even know if I've seen this. That dude.
When Dirk Nowitzki first entered the league, and even during his rise to superstardom, he was often criticized for being soft, and that in a time of true dominant big men, he wasn't one of them. Part of this was the stigma around European players at the time, but a large factor was his play style. The concept of a 7-footer handling the ball, facing up, and living off of 15-foot fadeaways was just too odd for some fans to accept. Now looking back, Dirk Nowitzki was nothing short of an incredible innovator, ahead of his time. And the criticism, although some of it fair, was for the most part just a symptom of fans reluctant to accept something new and different.
Man, those battles back in the day versus KD and Dirk were legendary.
Innovator, ahead of his time. And the criticism, although
the OKC battles, man. Russ, KD.
Fair was for the most part just a symptom of fans
reluctant
to accept something new and different. Kevin Durant is on record saying he deliberately understated his height early on in his career because he knew if his listed height started with a 7, he would be labeled as a post player regardless of his skill set. Sounds a bit crazy now, but with how people viewed the game 20 years ago,
who remembers this? Who remembers watching KD at Texas? Man, he was a dog.
Without this decision, we may have never got the chance to witness this player. Early in his career, Michael Jordan was told that ball-heavy guards do not win championships. The formula for winning was rooted in the big man, and history confirmed this theory. Around the same time, Magic and Isaiah Thomas were breaking the mold, winning titles and laying the framework for Michael to completely dismantle these previous outdated notions. And of course, no one believed three-pointers could be the key piece to winning a championship until the Warriors rewrote history books and forever changed basketball with the three-pointer. No one wants change until it works. The only problem is you will never know if it works or not until someone comes in and wipes away all doubt. Victor Wembanyama is in the process of doing just that. Recently, while on the Bill Simmons podcast, Kirk Goldsberry talked about how unpredictable the progression of basketball can be and how the next phase of the NBA may be centered around the skilled big man.
the 2010s were about small ball. We're halfway through the 2020s here, Bill. And we might call it skill ball, I think, because even the big dudes like Jokic and Embiid and Wemby, like, name a center from 2004 or 1994. Could they do anything that Jokic do? Maybe Rasheed Wallace. There were some guys that were super skilled that could shoot the ball and pass and dribble.
Well, it's basically Rasheed. Rasheed was the guy everyone pointed to and said, "Oh my God, this guy, he can shoot from outside. He can post up." And we held him up to this crazy level, and he was like 16 points a game.
This generation does everything. Everybody does everything. Dribble, pass, and shoot. And skill has never been this high. And Wemby is giving us a very clear next up. Everything is clicking. You know, he was very hyped, like LeBron coming in. But I think Victor Wembanyama is poised to be the next greatest player in the NBA at some point in the next 5 years.
Looking back at how basketball has changed over the years,
that's an interesting take. Like, Wemby is going to be better than Jokic. I mean, he's already more skilled and more athletic than Jokic is. And Jokic is like one of the best players in the world right now. I mean, Jokic can shoot the 3-ball too, but not at as high as a percentage as Wemby can, and can dribble, block shots. I mean, I think Wemby's just way more athletic. But will Wemby be the best player in the NBA in the next 5 years?
Only makes sense.
Let me think about that.
Players with versatile skill sets would be the next step in the game's evolution. Almost a direct counter to the small ball era that preceded it. And Victor is well aware of this. As he put it, the best way for me to help is to not put me in a box. We know we are going to make something original, something special. Coaches and staff within the Spurs organization encouraging Victor's departure from positional norms, knowing that allowing him to play his game won't stunt his potential, it will help him reach it. It doesn't make sense that Wemby can drill 30-footers, or get into his bag, or tell his guards to come set screens for him.
Nah, bro, this move right here is insane.
Or get into his bag, or tell his guards to come set screens for him.
Bro, like Brook Lopez just got bodied.
Or get into his bag, or tell his guards to come set screens for him.
That's crazy.
We like our bigs to play big. I mean, usually we like our bigs to play big. Wait, hold on. That was actually kind of sick.
I mean, you see the difference? Like, look at this Tim Duncan crossover. Look at this. Very generic, basic, big man crossover.
Wait, hold on. That was actually kind of sick. Okay, well, height is just a number, but you gotta take advantage of it. We've heard it all before. Declarations that all made sense until the next evolution of basketball was staring it in the face. Any attempt to define Wemby's game or compare him to another player, past or present, will leave you empty-handed. He and his skill set do not compute. They are illogical. He isn't just really good, he is really good in a whole new way. We are witnessing the future of basketball. And if you didn't like the idea of a guard anchoring your team, if you didn't like the idea of 7-footers popping out and taking long jumpers, and if you didn't like the three-point revolution, then you sure aren't gonna like what this guy ends up doing.
Sheesh. Man, that's a good video. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree. Like, Wemby is probably gonna go down as like one of, I don't know if the greatest player, but I would say like he's gonna be like a top 10 for sure. Top 10 player by the time his career is over. As long as he stays healthy throughout his entire career and can, you know, finish seasons consistently. Because, I mean, what he does on the court is crazy, bro. He hits 25-foot three-pointers, can handle the rock, pass the ball, block every shot. I mean, the dude's a freak. Dude's an alien. That's what they call him, the alien. Dude literally is an alien. Like, he's out of this world. You ain't seen nothing like it. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts. That's my comments. Great video by Jimmy High Roller. Always love the content. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.